Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Gen Z employees getting fired in droves at companies. And look, before we get into the video any further, well, first give a woohoo. Please
didn't I?
You didn't yet.
Sorry.
See, I'm kind of flipping it up a
all blurs
little
together. You threw me off.
Sorry about that. But yeah, you know, this isn't to disparage all Gen Z. I want to be very clear. There are some hardworking kids out there. Some of them are like multimillionaires. But just in general, it seems like a lot of fresh out of college people especially aren't lasting very long in the workforce. And I think this kind of goes back to what we saw last year continuing into this year, that a lot of tech workers and journalists and, you know, of a certain age were getting laid off. And you look at the people that are getting laid off from different industries, and they tend to be younger, wet behind the ears, and entitled. And yeah, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily a generational thing, but it just seems like a lot of young people are not prepared for reality. For the workforce.
I think the sad truth is that there are a lot of people who are, but because of the extreme examples of those who aren't, a lot of people are getting lumped in like with that, and then they're not wanting to hire people of a certain age, a certain level of experience, and it's not any fault of their own. It's because their peers were dumbasses.
Yeah, it's so weird to see this pivot because a couple of years ago, I can tell you as a guy who worked in tech, once you hit...
Oh yeah, I remember.
Once you hit 35, you were geriatric. They did not want you. And then now they're like, oh shit, these guys actually know how to make things go. They know how to make things run.
And you have people writing a whole article about how they're the chief vibe officer at their company. What do you do? I don't know, but I cheer everybody on when they do it. Can you do the work? No, but I cheer them on. It's like...
Does that make money?
No.
No, it does not.
But unfortunately, that person, that article, that people are going to think of that when they think of Gen Z. And that's not really fair because there's a lot of Gen Z kids who are, no, there's a lot like that, but there are a lot that aren't like that. There are a lot of people that are Gen Z that aren't in that camp, but they're going to get blamed the same.
So let's talk about this. This article is coming from Newsweek. We found it through the New York Post, but this is the original. It said companies are quickly firing their Gen Z employees. They're firing them just months after they hired them, according to a new report from intelligent.com. But instead of putting the blame on Gen Zers, one expert told Newsweek whose fault it may really be. The survey revealed that 1/6 businesses says they were hesitant to hire recent college grads over concerns about how prepared they are for the work, as well as their communication skills and professionalism. 6 in 10 employers had already fired college grads who were hired in 2024. 1 in 7 said they might refrain from hiring new college grads next year as well. So what it seems to be, it's not the generation itself, it's they are inadequately prepared for the real world. You know, a couple $100,000.
TikTok didn't get them ready for the real world?
Right. Survey looked at responses from nearly 1,000 business leaders in August who revealed a strong skepticism from companies about how worthwhile Gen Zs are as employees.
And this is concerning as a parent of some people, of kids that are Gen Z. It's concerning to me because, like, you know, not everybody is like that. And sadly, because the ones that are coming ahead of them act that way, there are people who don't behave that way are going to get punished for it. And I don't think that's right. But I understand also what these businesses are coming from.
Let's see. Intelligent said, intelligent.com said, many recent college graduates may struggle with entering the workforce for the first time, as it can be a huge contrast from what they're used to throughout their education journey.
What education journey did they go to? I mean, like, you still had to get work done.
They're often unprepared for a less structured environment, workplace cultural dynamics.
Oh, I mean, you have to get along with other people?
You have to get along with other people that might, you know,
not agree with you,
vote differently
than you.
Gosh. And the expectation of an autonomous work.
So the one there, you're translation. You're not prepared for a less structured environment because you need somebody to hold your hand and walk you through all your things you have to do.
Yeah, pretty much. They said they have theoretical knowledge from college, but they lack practical real world experience. I think we need to bring back internships, apprenticeships. And because this is something that, you know, I'm kind of seeing just in general. We have so many people, and especially in the creative industries, and we talk about this all the time. they go to art school or they go to whatever, and they think that they're owed a job.
They're entitled. Yes, I went there, so you owe me a job. It's like, no, I don't.
Yeah, and of course they have the picture of the kid just like loafing around.
He's an adult, but yeah, we say kids.
Young
we say kids.
young
We're
adult.
being adults.
Young adult. They said unlike their older counterparts, this is coming from the New York Post, Gen Z suffers from the public perception they are chronically limited by short attention spans, a habit of laziness, and insistence on a robust work-life balance, a byproduct of growing up in a digital world.
But you see people having a meltdown because they're crying because they had to work 8 hours. And it's like, well, what did you think it was going to be? Like, what is your expectation? I don't understand.
I mean, not to be like that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. When I was like 19 or 20, I was working at a newspaper at the time, and I was working about 65 hours a week because somebody had to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that makes it right.
No, I'm not saying it makes it right.
I think we
either,
all would like a better work-life balance, but the reality is you're not going to get that. And just because people say it on TikTok doesn't mean that's the reality of the situation.
Younger workers are also seen as more likely to be triggered and galvanized by social media-driven political and social campaigns that could disrupt the workflow and create headaches for their bosses, particularly in light of the national turmoil in recent years. And I think this is why, look, we've talked about this several times about companies pivoting and all these layoffs and everything. And I think some of them are financial. Some of them are, but I honest to God think a lot of tech companies and entertainment companies are using that excuse to get rid of people that they don't want to work with. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know what?
They really don't want activists.
They don't want activists. They don't want activists. They don't want lazy people. They don't want entitled people. So, guys,
they don't want a chief vibe officer.
They don't want a chief vibe officer. They hired these people, I think, because it was the thing to do a couple of years ago. And now that the reality is saying for these companies that they have to pivot to profit, and these people they're not bringing anything to the table. They're a drain. And it can be anybody. It's not just Gen Z. It can be millennials. It can be Gen X, whatever. If you're a drain on the company, you're not bringing anything to the table. They're going to, rather than tell you to your face that you suck, they're going to be like, you know what? Let's just get a list together of all the people that are worthless and lay them all off. And we'll just blame the economy, macroeconomic circumstances. And that's what they're doing. Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, these tech companies are actually doing they're like, you guys had record profits. How could you lay us all off? Oh, guys, it's so bad this quarter. Just you don't understand. It's like, no. I know exactly what they're doing because we've been in that position before. We've had to put lists together of people that were like, yeah, we got to trim some dead weight here. So put together a list of people that can go. And I guarantee you, they're like, yeah, we got about 10,000 recent college grads that were paying over $100,000 a year to just like sit around and tweet all day, and they don't work at Twitter. Well,
it's funny, like this image, this graphic, we had all those tech companies that had all those perks, and how much did that cost?
Yeah.
And these people were spending how much time on the perks and not getting their work done.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. And like, again, I'm not trying to judge, or say it's all because of a certain age group or whatever, but they're saying it. So
they're saying it. And I think it's not just because that generation is there are a lot of people that are completely unprepared for the real world. And judging from what I have seen, from some universities, what they're charging for,
yes.
I'm like, I
agree with you.
I don't think I would hire any of your kids. I don't think I would. I don't care if they have a master's degree or not. I don't think I would hire them because I think they're freaking morons, and I think they're entitled.
It's not just them being morons. But the teachers that are teaching them are morons.
The teachers, yeah.
And I'm a teacher, and I'm just like,
idiocracy.
What are you teaching? This is stupid. This is a waste. What are we spending money on?
I think,
really?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to go with?
And I think it's just this like, everybody expects, like, hey, I went to college, and this is a myth, right? I went to college, I got my degree, there's a job waiting for me there. And it's like, no, what might be waiting for you is years and years and years of debt and underemployment, because just because you have the degree, the college is going to tell you have to go to college.
Well, some degrees you do have. Some things you do have to go to college. Please don't, you want to be a teacher or a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer or something like that. You have to.
Please don't practice brain surgery in your garage, okay? that's a different thing. But I'm saying for like so many of these jobs, it's like, for the longest time, people did your job without a formal degree. Even art and animation, and that was all like apprenticeship. You would get
it. I do think they should do apprenticeships again because, people could make some money. They could learn the trade, the craft, I want to call it, and learn what they want to do. And then they would actually get hands-on experience, not just you're in a classroom, you're not actually doing it. And I think we'd be so much further ahead because there's so many places you go now and no one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, because they're reading about it. Maybe.
I'm like.
Maybe they're reading about it.
It's just insane. But I do, like I said, again, I want to reiterate again, I do feel bad for the people that are falling into this group that aren't like that. But unfortunately, a large part of the group is like that. And that's painting everyone with a broad brush. But
it is. So let's wrap this one up, right? Mm-hmm. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.